Hey guys, welcome to Life with Steph, and welcome to day 8 of 12 days of killings. So today, on December 8th, 1963, we have a group of very amateur kidnappers that tried to kidnap Frank Sinatra Jr. So they had actually been following him around for a few weeks before they even attempted to make their move. So we have 23-year-old Barry Keenan and also Joe Amsler. He's also 23 years old. So at this point, these two had actually been former high school classmates, and they pretty much plotted on kidnapping Frank Sinatra Jr. And finally, they decided to make their move at Harrah's Club Lodge in Lake Tahoe. So during this time, Frank Sinatra Jr. was traveling around quite a bit, trying to also make a career in the music world for himself, trying to take after his dad. So we have this couple of friends that are just following him around like little groupies. And when they decide to make their move, it was actually just about a few days after the assassination. Are you done, doggy? Of President John F. Kennedy. So on December 8th, around 9 p.m., we have Frank Sinatra Jr. just kind of hanging out in his room, and he's just hanging out with one of his friends. And then we have Keenan knocking on the door to enter, and he's pretending to be a delivery man. He's delivering a package to Frank Sinatra Jr. So Keenan and Amsler enter the dressing room. They end up tying up Sinatra's friend and blindfolding Sinatra. And outside, they have a car waiting for them, ready to go. So once they take him and they take off, Frank Sinatra's friend ends up getting free. He ends up untying himself, and he, of course, contacts the police. And almost immediately, roadblocks are set up around the town, around the city, and the police actually end up stopping the kidnappers, and one way or another, they actually lie their way out of it. They're able to just drive through the barrier. The police don't search them. They don't think twice about just letting them drive through. Once they drive through the barrier, they drive directly to a suburb in Los Angeles. They drive directly there, which is where they're going to have their hideout ready to have Frank Sinatra there, and then start making their ransom requests. So the kidnapping started 9 p.m. By 9:40 p.m., the FBI has already been brought in to the case, and they actually immediately, obviously they know the motive is money, so they suggest to Frank Sinatra Sr. To just wait for the ransom call, see how much money they're requesting, pay it, and then allow the FBI to track the money. So the following evening, on December 9th, Keenan ends up contacting a third person in their little kidnapping ring, and we bring in John Irwin. So Keenan contacts John Irwin, and John Irwin is going to be the one to contact the Sinatra family and let them know what the ransom requests are. So on December 10th, John Irwin passes on the message. They were demanding $240,000 in ransom. Frank Sinatra Sr., of course, gathered the money, gave it to the FBI. The FBI made a note of that so that once it was turned in, they would be able to track it. And the instructions they received on where to take the money was to leave it between 2 school buses that were going to be in Sepulveda, California, early morning on December 11th. So while the original kidnappers, Keenan and Amsler, went to pick up the ransom money, we have Erwin, who actually ended up getting nervous. So he set Frank Sinatra Jr. free. And Frank Sinatra Jr. just was found walking down the road. And when the patrol car found him, what they ended up doing to avoid press and all of that, they put him in the trunk of the patrol car and then took him directly to his mother's home. So the FBI questions Sinatra. He gives him what he can remember, what he can recall, what he knows, which isn't very much. He didn't really get a good look of the 2 kidnappers. He really only heard the voice of the 3rd person, which was Erwin. But still, the FBI take what they have and are able to follow the clues, which leads them to the house where they were holding Sinatra. And the house was located in Canoga Park. And there they're able to locate, of course, even more evidence on these kidnappers. So while all of this is going on, the FBI is, of course, like holding press conferences, letting people know the status of the case. And since they're just building this case, finding clues, we have this group of kidnappers that are getting very nervous, and they can just feel everything closing in on them. And just like he originally got nervous and set Sinatra free, Erwin ended up confessing what they did to his brother. And his brother actually contacted the FBI with the information that Erwin had given him. And then upon Erwin being detained or letting off all these details, they ended up finding the 2 original kidnappers. So they captured them, and then they were actually able to also recover most of the ransom that was given to them. And so there were, of course, some theories that Frank Sinatra Jr. had actually set all of this up. They thought it was a publicity stunt, but the FBI actually ended up finding proof to prove otherwise. And then we also had a letter that Keenan had previously written. It was pretty much talking about the plan or whatever, but what was in the letter proved that Frank Sinatra Jr. had actually nothing to do with this kidnapping. So there was no truth to the conspiracy that it was a publicity stunt. But Keenan, Amsler, and Erwin were all convicted of this kidnapping. So this, there we have December 8th, a pretty short, straight to the point crime. Let me know what you guys think about it. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can share the video. You can follow all my social media. That's all linked down below. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.